Hey, hey. Welcome back. Welcome back to the Scorpio channel. My name is Laura. If you're new to the channel, I'm going to do a general message for Scorpio. Know that energy is fluid. Roles could be reversed. Interpret the message as it best resonates with you. Also know on this channel, I like to dive deep within the reading, so I do look at everything, but we take more time to look at the spiritual blocks, the shadows, and see how they play those karmic themes to help you understand why everything's playing out the way that it is. Very important when you're dealing with a person that wears masks, create facades. Okay, very important. Seems like today we're just going to jump right on in. There's no real large channel before. Sometimes there is, and sometimes there isn't. Um, oh, we're just going to jump right on in and let's see what the word of the video is. Now, if you want to enter into winning a free reading with me, like the video, subscribe to the channel, write the word of the video in your comment bar. The word of the video is always on the first card that I pull out. It's the underlining energy that tells us why everyone's doing what they're doing. And lately I've been pulling two cards, but you don't have to write both words, just the first card. And the first card is maliciousness. Maliciousness. And we're going to, I'm feeling a lot like with that word. Okay. And regret. Yeah. You're in separation from someone that deliberately tried to kind of stab you in the back and to screw you over. It's like this person, when you met them, was really high up on their horse. I feel like they had an opportunity to either be with you or be with someone else, and they chose to be with someone else. And it wasn't what they did, it was how they did what they did. They purposely did it in a way that was mean, hoping that you would react, thinking that you were going to react, thinking that you were going to get really upset. That's not what happened. This person's in a place of regret. We're going to actually take a peek and see what it was like dealing with this person. And then obviously what they're going to do, why you would attract this person into your life, all that jazz, like we always do. I just want to see what decks I want to use. I have so many. Which ones do I want to use? Okay, we're going to use these two because I haven't used them in a while. Okay, these two. Again, yeah, as you can see, different decks. Okay, let's see. Oh, it's like you were alone. It's like you were in a relationship or in a connection with someone that you never really felt like was with you. Um, Again, this person expected you to become extremely emotional. They tried to do that a few times to you. It wasn't the first time. It's like wasn't emotionally by not emotionally giving you what you needed. I feel like you would say things to this person, but not like boundaries. Like you wanted to be treated a certain way, and you would watch this person, and what you would see is that they weren't really doing it. So you would say something to this person. The more that you would say something to them, the more that they almost got off on it and purposely would hold back and purposely try to do things to get underneath your skin. And so I feel like you might have lost your temper once or twice. You might have said something like in a really mean way, like that this person knew that you were hurt and they got off on it. They liked it. It's again that because it's like it made them feel desirable and it made you feel empty. You're like, again, I'm in a connection with nobody. You don't emotionally give me anything. So you're trying to make me feel as if I'm not worth the time or again to make me happy. That's really what it is. This person really thought, I feel like again, that you were going to make a big stink, be confrontational. And if you would have been confrontational, well, it would have actually been better. It would have justified why they were mean and malicious. But you know what? You didn't do that. And again, this person I think that they thought that you had no foresight. It's like this person actually had no foresight in how they treated you. Like I said, they expected you to react the way that I feel like they're reacting. Now, they may not be yelling and screaming and trying to track you down, but they're emotional. They're obsessive about it to the point that they're like shocked that you didn't chase after them, that you let go. Maybe you really didn't like them as much as you pretended to like them. Again, they had no foresight in what they did to you. You know, I don't think that they thought that they liked you as much. I feel like they didn't think, they never gave you the time. They never gave you the effort. They played a lot of games. So again, I feel like they're really affected by it now, but at the time they weren't. And this person, you just felt like they were risky. They were reckless. It's like they just were reckless in the way that they made decisions. I feel like they made a decision between you and someone else, and there was no time to really think about it. It was more of a like a compulsive, like there was no time to reflect on it. This person, I feel like, made a promise to you, and then either an ex karmic came back into this person's life, or somebody, again, that they didn't exactly ever let go of was still in their life, and they decided to stay put. They decided to get back together. But the thing is, I feel like this person never said anything to you. They just went ghost. They just disappeared. They had no foresight. They had no foresight in who they were getting back together with, or again, or what this person, again, that was connected to them was going to do. I feel like they were sold a pipe dream, and this person was reckless in the way that they made the decision. They didn't really think. I feel like the person that again said something triggered them, knew who they were, like again sold them a pipe dream, or again said something to like trigger this person emotionally to make the decision that they made. It wasn't a decision that they would have made if somebody wasn't dangling something, like maybe money, or maybe the loss of something, or there was something there, but this person made a compulsive decision and expected that you were going to react and become extremely emotional about it. And, then they wouldn't have felt anything. They didn't really feel like they were going to even feel anything, the fact that you weren't in this person's life. They acted self-righteous. Again, they took a lot of risks and they were acted self-righteous. Like again, like you were nothing, expected you to be fragile. Again, because I feel like you are someone that was emotional. You are someone that said would say things to this person. It's not like you held back. And I feel like again, they misread it. It's like it's not like you were emotional, you were direct. But because you were direct with this person and you said something, this person was like, oh, look, you care so much. Oh, it's getting underneath your skin. I'm going to do it more. They acted really immature, really immature. Again, now they're haunted. They expected you to be haunted. Like I said, this person, I feel like, again, they were given bad advice by maybe not one person, but by a crowd. It's again, and they gave into temptation. They didn't listen to themselves. They were influenced. So maybe this person said that he was going to come towards you, or she was going to come towards you. And again, and there were some karmic people, it might have not even been an ex-karmic connection, but there were karmic people that influenced this person. It's again where now they're too dutiful to those people. The irony, which is why they're not happy, which is why they're actually like the tables have turned, where this person is now thinking about you, because they're like, well, any money that they were thinking that they were going to get or going to be able to save or whatever, like, again, if it was money, well, they lost their money. They don't have any money. If they were going to obtain something, if anything, this person went backwards. They lost a lot. So of course they're like just sitting in a space expecting that you were going to react, that you were going to be upset, that they weren't going to have any feelings, about it, that you were going to come back crying and plead to be in this person's life. And what they see is that you don't care at all. They feel like they got played by you because it's almost like you let go. They're looking at the person that, again, that influenced them or the crowd of people that influenced them. They don't know how they got into the position that they did. But this person was inconsistent with you, I feel like, the entire time. And that's the thing. And they were inconsistent with those people. So again, it's like whether that's a karmic, whether that's a group of people, this person came in and out. It almost like they had multiple personalities. That's like they put around this crowd of people, they're one person. Around you, they're another person. And with you, I feel like they acted self-righteous and cocky and expected you to chase them and acted as if you were beneath them. And they put this crowd, the people that influenced them, on a pedestal. Now they're not happy with their life because they're being overly dutiful to these people, to the place, the point that they're not growing, that any money that they were saving, they're not saving anything, that whatever the pipe dream was, they were told, or however they were influenced, it was all a lie. And it was mainly just to keep this person stuck. And it was because it's like, well, they were being inconsistent with them too. So it's like, again, and that could be just you pretend to be one person here. So for all they knew is that this person was saying that they were so in love with you and wanted to be with you and give time. Meanwhile, to you, they're acting self-righteous and cocky and wanting you to be subservient to them, but they were dominant. So again, like not really there. This person has anxiety now because what they're seeing is that they made a decision and it was an impulsive decision and they were influenced by somebody or some crowd of people that knows how to press this person's buttons. They screwed you over. They knifed you in the back. They expected you to cry and come back to them. That's not what happened. Now they're miserable and they're not growing. If anything, they've lost money. They've lost it. So this person, I look down and I'm not gonna lie, I look down and I see sorrow, sadness, and pain. That's what we see. It's again where it's because they're in a place of grief and the loss. And because again, they abandoned you, they rejected you. It's again, and now they're in a place of guilt and remorse. Guilt and remorse. Because they know, again, this was a spiritual connection. And so again, they acted disassociated and indifferent at the time. And then they didn't, to make insult to injury, it's like this person didn't even try to really come back. If anything, they procrastinated because it's again acted like, well, it's not really as important at what I did. So this person's reflecting on how they treated you. You see exactly how they treated you. This person's battling inner demons, and that's the ego, not really knowing how to come back, not really knowing what to do. This person is working up the courage to contact you because they're not happy where they are. Now, that doesn't mean that they know that you're going to take them out. This person thinks now that you're the first person to make them feel this way, but I think, again, they're in a situation that they're just not happy about. But they feel that they wouldn't even be in this situation if it wasn't for you. Because again, this person normally follows the crowd. I feel like they're not following the crowd. Now other people have a lot of power over them. This person feels like you make them a little bit nervous, however, because you're going to make them hold to a certain standard. And this person's used to running away from their problems, run away to avoid facing their problems, where I feel like that's the problem. This person pretends to be somebody around different people, they act like a chameleon. So you don't really know like who they are, and they don't like confrontation. So it's again, this person decided to give you the silent treatment. I feel like this person wants to know, though, there's a part of them that's seeing that giving you the silent treatment isn't working. So they have to change their strategy. So they are going to contact you. And what I see is that it's the reason why is because they're curious. Will you give them a second chance after now? But the truth is that you're like, you have unhealthy habits or attachments and behaviorisms. And that you allowed that there was someone that like kept you, and that again unhealthy attachments. So you're like, I feel like you're like you have unhealthy attachments, and like this person already showed who they are. That if they didn't come back to you and they didn't say anything to you like, hey, listen, I'm in this situation, they just disappeared and ghosted and expected that you were actually going to go back to them. Well, it's again, why is that? Because they haven't let go of an unhealthy attachment, and that unhealthy attachment is that's influencing them. Whether that's a group of people, one person, again, they influence this person to the point that they disrespected you. Yeah, they're not happy, but what we see is that they're not strong. They tend to, again, how do they deal? How do they deal with staying around a group of people that they don't really want, that's stopping them from living their life? Or again, is that heavily influencing? It's because they're not strong within themselves. Why aren't they strong within themselves? Because again, habits and behaviorisms. So that this person like tends to be able to stay in a low vibration. It doesn't mean that they don't want a new beginning with you, but what we see is that they haven't done the work. It's being led by passion and desire because they are still connected. I'm sending you loving energy. Can you feel it? So this person again is still sending out energy in the ESP realm, hoping that you'll again come back to them because they do want a second chance. Um, but this person really isn't going to be able to give you more because, again, whatever is that situation. So, this person, like I said, they're not happy. They are making changes, but I'm going to be honest with you. There's a lot of toxicity here. This person doesn't want you to move on but understand there's something that they're hiding from you. They're still emotionally unavailable. And that's because, again, they're not strong within themselves. It's like, yeah, they want to get out of that situation, but I think it's the fear of you moving on, the fact that you took your power back, the fact that it's again, that they can't control you, they can't manipulate you, and they're not happy with where they are. But this person acts like they don't care when they really do, and what is just going to be more repetitive cycles. So that's the issue. It's like this person like just has too many childhood wounds that will continue to influence the connection, but it doesn't mean there isn't a telepathic bond. This person is a soulmate. They don't want you to give up on them, but what they're asking is, like deal with what I have to go through. And I don't think that you should do it because we're never supposed to wait for someone. Either people will know how to come in correct or they shouldn't come in at all. And that why I say that is that this person, if they're influenced by a crowd and they're not strong enough to, stand up to that crowd, instead they decide to wear a mask around that crowd and then a mask around you. Well, it's you don't want to be with a person like that because they're not going to emotionally really connect with you that deep because again they can't, they're hiding something from you, they're hiding, so here it is, you'll be dumping into them, building an emotional connection with them, but this person isn't really who they pretend that they are. Like I said, if anything, they pretend to be two different people, And the way that they're used of doing things is that they run away from their problems. And the fact that you make them nervous means that they're insecure. They're not on your level. So, yes, you make them feel this way. You challenge them. That's what spiritual connections do. And will this person contact you? Yeah, because in their mind, they really do have feelings for you. But what we see here is like they would not want to like you to bring up how they treated you in the past, which, by the way, like I said, they just ghosted, they disappeared. They decided to stay connected to someone, a group of people influenced them to stay with somebody. They decided to because there was some sort of benefit there, and that benefit overrided the love that they claim that they have for you, which it's again, they didn't. They didn't choose you. What they chose was to stay there. They're not happy now because, hey, whatever that person told them, or whatever that group told them, they're like, well, you know what? Fuck you too, because you're in and out of our life. You're inconsistent. We don't really trust you either. It's like the point that you even want to leave to go somewhere. It's again, you're going to jam up not just yourself, but all of us. So maybe this person owned a business with a bunch of people, or again, did things with a bunch of people, and they had to stay connected to somebody that they didn't really want to stay connected to. But the fact that this person is a threat now, it's like, but what happened is this person, because they stayed, they lost everything. That person and that group of people like took whatever was theirs, like whatever the pipe dream was, it definitely did not happen. So now this person's in a place of major regret, but that's because of everything else that's going on. And here it is, you're moving on. So again, this person knows like that it's like that, but they're hoping that, if they surrender to like if you like both surrender like to like your egos, that that it'll change, and that this is a spiritual connection. And I say it like that because I don't think that this person is saying the planets are activating us to heal and bring us closer. I don't think that that's what they're saying. What they're saying is, I hope that you see that I've changed, that enough time has gone by, that I have healed and changed, and that will bring us closer together again. That's what I feel like this person is thinking, that they're hoping. It's like because it's a spiritual connection. Again, we see it again, the same divine energy flows in each of us. The energy for Catalyst is a reunion that we need. Again, so this ESP connection, the spiritual connection is what this person is banking on. Saying, you had feelings for me before, it was a real spiritual connection. They don't realize that they ruined the spiritual connection. They made a choice. Just because that choice backfired on them, it's almost like that this person is like pretty much in their mind, they're banking on the fact that they can fix this connection. Do they have a little, would they rather you reach out to them? Of course, this person would. They're like, please don't give up on me. I'm trying to change at this time. This person would love that, if you would. But for a long time, their ego is fragile and really the walls that they created, but it doesn't mean that this person again doesn't feel like their heart's still connected to you. They're saying that they're gonna come back and say that they're changing this pattern and that they're moving forward. That's what they're gonna say. They're gonna say that they're realizing this connection is something worth fighting for, that in the past they know that they've lost you and that they don't want to lose you again. But it's again, these are all words. This person's hoping to like emotionally stir up a lot of feelings inside of you so that you and pull on your heartstrings so that you take them back. This is what it is. But understand their situation. Understand that they chose to go with someone else and that situation backfired. If that situation didn't backfire, would they have cared? Probably not. It's like, yeah, now they're not happy. They've lost money, they've lost things. So, um, you know, they don't have anything to lose. But in that, they don't have that much to give you. Is that fair? Because they chose to stay somewhere else. These are all things that you need to look at because this person's coming back. And I know that you may say, I really have strong feelings for this person, but if you can't forgive those elements, which those are big, that's a tall order. That's a tall order to be able to forgive this person. Like again, wasn't paying attention to what was going on in your life, wasn't paying attention to anything really. They were just paying attention to their whatever that person like sold them. Again, whatever the pipe dream was. So then they weren't considering, and I think that that's not unconditional love. That's past life karmic, and that's why this person has lost you in previous lifetimes because they keep making mistakes like this. It's your choice, though. It is your choice, but these are the things that you need to look out for. In this story, which I shouldn't even look because the answer should be no, but we'll see what the person in this story is going to do. We're going to use a different deck and just to see, it's like, well, I like this. No, because it's again, like I pulled lone wolf. So it's like, I feel like you're not going to be with this person. And the reason why is because like there's a part of you that's like, you do love your freedom. It's not that you don't, it's like, and it's not even freedom. It's almost like not having to answer, like just, I guess it is freedom. It's like not having to answer to anyone. Like that you want time to again, like party and celebrate like with friends, because we pull like a celebration and we celebrate friends, right? So for that and this card sticking out and I say, so you're gonna like find your way, like there's a part of you that wants to like, you know, figure it out, find a different way. Like there's a part of you that's navigating your life differently. There's a part of you that wants to explore other avenues. Like you see things from a different perspective, a new perspective. You're changing directions. Where yes, at one point you wanted to be with this person, but what they don't realize is that they disrespected you, the time and the place, that you'd rather be by yourself. You'd rather be a lone wolf than be with someone that, disrespected you. That you want to break free. Like there's a part of that you see that this person's too insecure and you are too independent. So again, that you're very strong-willed, this person's too insecure, you know? You want to find yourself right now. That's what you want to do because you're like, if I attract this person into my life, or the person in this story anyway is like, I don't want to be with you. I don't care that you're sorry. It's like, what I realize is you're not my person because my person wouldn't have done that. And so then we look at the inner child cards to say, well, why did you attract this person? Aside from, you know, that wanting to find a new way. Unworthy is the first card that popped out. Is the inner child wound cards. And your inner child wounds tend to play out as karmic cycles within new relationships when we don't heal them. Okay, that's the second card out, which is truth. So we got truth and we got unworthy, right? So we got truth and unworthy. And then we got disassociated. What we got is rage. We got here is wonder. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and one more makes 6, right? So let's see. We got discipline, right? So unworthy. Whenever a parent makes us feel unworthy, that there's a little bit of emotional abuse there, like not good enough, not worthy, not you don't have enough, you're not enough, you're not good enough is always the is when a person makes us feel unworthy. But so emotional abuse is just as bad as physical abuse when you're a child because you can't do anything and you can't really like respond back or fight back if that parent's making you feel that way. So what do? You detach, you disassociate. So I feel like there was a lot of emotional abuse, and the way that you dealt with it was you disassociated. It means that you know what happened, but you don't have an emotion towards it anymore. It's like you went numb. It's like you were there, but you weren't. In some way that it's again almost like you're watching somebody else go through the experience. And the reason why is because there was really, you had a lot of rage because of this. Like, parent was always making you feel unworthy, making you feel not good enough, making you feel like you didn't have enough because even as children we won't stay in a place of sad forever and go crying forever. We get angry, we get mad. It's like because we're looking around at our friends and other people and we see that they have normal relationships with their parents and we have a parent that's making us feel unworthy, that making us feel like we're not good enough, which is the exact opposite of what a parent is actually supposed to do. And I feel like because of that, it's like you didn't always live your truth, and that's because you were trying to please other people. And that made you not really be as disciplined when it came to like finding yourself. Finding yourself. And when I say finding yourself, it's because wonder had fallen out, but like, I mean, water fell out, which is the second chakra, which is about your individuality. But wonder is that your spirit saying you need to like go out and find the wonders in you, the wonders of the world that stir up your soul, that activate your heart, that when you find the wonders that are in you, you find your gifts. When you find the wonders in the world, what you're finding is the different passions, the things that inspire you, the things that motivate you, the things that help create you become into a new person. Like Spirit says, there's too much of that energy where if you were connected to this person for any amount of time, they made you feel unworthy. That's what they wanted to do. They were malicious. They were emotionally abusive. They wanted you to react. They wanted a reaction. You didn't give it, but this person already showed you who they are. And so it's again, Spirit says, go out into the world, go out and discover the wonders of you because you have a lot of gifts that you don't even know about. You don't even know. You think that you might like this person, or you thought that you liked this person, but this person isn't worth the dirt on your shoe. Really. It's like they're coming back because all that now I see, but they didn't care. They're in a bad way now. Remember that. So again, Spirit says it was all about releasing the limiting beliefs that no longer serve and support you. Again, you had to, again, maybe live from that level of consciousness because you were with an abusive parent that made you feel unworthy, but you don't have to do that now. Spirit says it's time to alchemize that energy, okay? Alchemize it. You are the alchemist of your life. And that means taking the wounds of feeling unworthy, of not good enough, which is going to block all abundance, by the way, and transmute it. And so you got the deep wisdom, and what it was you release this person and you release the need to control. And Spirit says, and when you do it, that you're going with the flow of grace. And what you're doing is you become on your grand journey, which is all about going into uncharted waters, okay? And it's about you again coming into your own, like becoming yourself, and that it all happens in divine timing. But it's almost like you had to go through this experience in order to like learn what your worth was. Because this person might have seemed as tantalizing, but Spirit saying it's like, no, go be a lone wolf. You might have been a lone wolf as a child because, again, that parent made you feel unworthy. And so having relationships were always difficult because if that was a mother that did that, well, that was the first connection. So relationships, you find relationships difficult. Spirit saying, go out, become strong in yourself, and you won't have problems in your relationship anymore. This person is more in alignment with the wounds of the past. Release those chains, break through those chains. Those limiting beliefs are your chains. It's again because that's not you, and you can do that by becoming yourself. Go out into the wonders of the world, find out the wonders within you. Go into the uncharted waters, take the grand journey. Invest in yourself, love yourself, fill your cup up all the way, is what Spirit says. We leave off with one more message, which is harmony. Open yourself up to the divine being within yourself. You are the image of God. You have the image, you're made in the image of God. Have the power to bring light into your life. Turn any darkness into light and into something beautiful. In the absence of resentment, anger, or doubt, find harmony. And that's what Spirit says. And what we saw is resentment, and you got rage. And so Spirit's saying, now transmute that energy, be the alchemist of your life. And you can do that by going out into the world and becoming yourself and leaving this person behind. Then you won't attract that energy anymore. Again, because no one would be able to stay in your life that made you feel unworthy. You wouldn't keep them in your life. And the way that you live your life would show that you don't believe that. So they wouldn't be able to emotionally manipulate that either. I'm going to leave that there. You let me know how you resonated with this one, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.